Now we're going to use a method called the quadratic formula, okay? And I know the quadratic formula looks a little scary, but it's actually pretty amazing because it will solve any quadratic equation for you and give you the solutions, okay? So here's our quadratic formula. We'll find our x value. The x is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Okay, and to be perfectly honest, the way I memorized this was singing it to Pop Goes the Weasel. So I won't do it now, but there is a link in your notes if you want to follow it to YouTube to find someone else singing it. And you know, it's one of those things that it comes up so much in math that it's helpful to have it memorized. And having a mnemonic device like a song is very helpful. And you'll notice the plus or minus in there is what gives us our two solutions. Okay? So we're going to use the quadratic formula to solve x squared minus 10x plus 25. Now the first thing that's helpful to do is say what your a, your b, and your c is. So the a is the number in front of the x squared. Here it's like 1x squared, so our a is 1. The b is the number in front of your x, so here it would be negative 10, and your c is your constant, so here it's 25. Okay, so we're going to have x equals a negative b, so negative 10, plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2 times a. Okay, now you want to make sure you use order of operations and everything to solve it, but so we have negative 10, so that'll just be positive 10 plus or minus the square root, so negative 10 squared is 100, minus 4 times 1 times 25, that's going to be 4 times 25 or 100, all over 2 times 1 is 2. So here we'll get 10 plus or minus, well, the square root of 100 minus 100 is 0, so here we get the square root of 0, which is just 0 over 2. And it's kind of a special case. Normally we'd be adding a number and subtracting a number and getting two different numbers, but adding and subtracting zeros just gives us 10. So here we get 10 over 2, which is 5. So here our only solution is x equals 5. Okay, let's do another one here. So we have 2x squared plus 3 equals 7x. So the first thing we need to do is get everything over to one side. We're going to subtract 7x from both sides. So we'll have 2x squared minus 7x plus 3 equals 0. Okay, and just to help out a little bit, let me write it again, the quadratic formula. So it's x equals opposite of b plus or minus the square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Okay, so here our a is equal to 2. Our b is negative 7, and our c is 3. So we'll have x equals negative 7 plus or minus the square root of negative 7 squared minus 4 times 2 times 3 all over 2 times 2. So here we're going to have x equals 7 plus or minus the square root. Here we'll have 49 minus 24. Okay, which is 25. All over 2 times 2, which is 4. Now the square root of 25 is 5. Oops. So here we'll have 7 plus or minus 5 all over 4. So to get one solution, we'll do 7 plus 5 over 4, which will be 12 over 4, which is 3. And then we'll do 7 minus 5 over 4, which would be 2 over 4, which is 1/2. So we'd say x equals 3 or x equals 1/2. And now those would be our solutions.